Right. Isn't Area 51 in California?
No, it's not California.
What? What are you telling me right now?
And now, coming to you from the K2 studios in San Diego, California, it's the world famous Kris and Kristine Show.
Hey, what's happening? How you doing today? Thank you so much for listening. I am Kris.
And I'm Kristine, and welcome to episode 28 of the Kris and Kristine Show. Do-do-do-do.
Wow, it is the 28th episode. You know, it's funny. I probably say that about every episode so far, but
It's because we haven't killed each other yet.
almost.
Almost.
We're working on it. We're getting close here. But like Kristine said, it is the 28th episode, and thank you for listening, and thank you for joining us today.
We so appreciate you joining us each and every week, and we are super, super excited to announce to our wonderful friends that we can officially state that we are now streaming on all 6 of the inhabited continents with our friends from Brazil joining us on board.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Switzerland, right?
So Brazil.
Brazil.
Brazil was in South America, was the
yeah.
first one. But this week we also had friends, a new country join us. And you're right, it was a friend listening from Zurich, Switzerland. So we're really excited for our new friend from Zurich to join us. Welcome.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us today. And also, I also spotted a new city that's also listening. It could be new. I don't remember, but we just saw it on the board. It was... What was it called again?
Ashburn.
I'm sorry, it was funny. Ashburn, Virginia. Thank you for listening to us.
Yeah, we had a number of different new cities come on board this week. And so we're popping up on our dashboard. We love checking it out this week. We had 3 cities flagging from the United Kingdom this week.
Hey, Queen, what's happening?
Yeah, I think she was traveling, so it totally explains it. We know that she's a total fan.
Of course she is. She emails me like all the time.
Yes, she is. And then we had Toronto, Canada, which, definitely Meghan and Harry were listening to us too.
Well, that's how it all connects. See, it's full circle. It goes around. It goes from England to Canada. Then they went to Virginia for some reason. But
Yep, absolutely. So thank you, listener, for tuning in. And we just love having you on board. So thanks so much. We know that we have a great show this week, but before we hop into that, Kris, what's been happening with you this week?
Well, this week, let's see. Today is Sunday. We actually did not do the podcast last night because yesterday we usually do it on a Saturday. That was yesterday. Now today is Sunday, and the bad thing about today is that it's actually the first day of, was it daylight savings?
Yes, it ended.
Oh, daylight savings, no, it starts. Or is it end?
It ended.
Dude, I don't even know, man. I don't know what is what. All I know is they make you change the clocks in the spring and in the winter or the fall, or whatever it is. It's fall back, spring ahead.
I think daylight savings started because we get extra light now.
But the only way they do that, they trick the clocks. They put the clocks back an hour?
It's just a mind game.
And I'm confused. It goes forward an hour here in California. I know some states are pretty lucky. I think it's Hawaii and I think Arizona. They get off easy. They don't have to do this.
And I think the mountain region, like in the Idaho, shout out Idaho.
Oh, hey, wait a second.
I think that they stay where it's like they don't advance. They just stay the same. I don't know.
Well, I thought, was it last year, California passed a law that we didn't have to do this stupid stuff anymore?
No, it never passed.
What do you mean it never passed?
It never passed. The people voted it down.
Why?
I don't know.
Did they get paid to vote it down?
I think they did. It was those lobbying
the politicians like slipped them some cash.
They said we need more nighttime.
Yeah, so they can do their shady business at night. Shadesters. Crooked shadesters. All your night stuff. My goodness.
Well, we lost an hour of sleep last night, but we gained an hour of sun, which was really...
Well, we did. We slept in this morning, remember? We slept in long, so we basically got the hour back. I said, that's all you got to do, is you got to sleep in on Sunday.
It's like jet lag, right? You just sleep through it.
and then you're back on track. Sort of. So, anyways.
Yeah, so that happened today, and then... what else exciting happened this weekend?
Let's see, this weekend. What did we do? We went to breakfast this morning.
Yeah, we did. And then we did something really fun this afternoon.
We took the kids to the airport. Oh, I know what we did. Sorry, I'm like totally off track here. I'm like, what is she talking about? She's like, hint, Kris, get it together. I'm trying to lead you with something. And I'm like, huh? What? So we had breakfast. Let's see. We sat around.
I vacuumed.
That's right. Vacuumed the house. What else did I do today? I'm trying to think what else I did. I know what I did. What we did is first off, backtrack a little bit. We had all 3 kids here in the house this weekend because Ezekiel traveled down to San Diego this weekend. So Kristine had him this weekend.
Yep, I did.
So being that Ezekiel was here in town, and of course my kids, Jacob and Mason, were with me. They're with me every weekend, unless they're busy doing something with their mom or something. But they were here this weekend, and since they were here, and since all 3 of them were here, I had this idea. I said, hey kids, I know you guys are excited about doing your very own podcast. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set you guys up with your own podcast, and I'm going to hit you guys up. You guys are going to have to record it yourself. I'll sit back and monitor everything. I'll make sure everything's flowing, all the mics are hot, and everything's getting laid down correctly. But we officially wrapped up 2 episodes of the kids show, and it's called The Boys Gem Show, right?
No, the Gem Boys podcast, or the Gem Boys show.
I screwed that up.
So the JEM, so it's Jacob, Ezekiel, Mason, the Gem Boys show. They came up with it. It's really unique.
Well, the GEM stands for
Jacob, Ezekiel, Mason, JEM.
Right. Their letters, their name make the word GEM as you put them together. So it's GEM, the Gem Boys podcast. It is only available as of right now on SoundCloud. And we put their first 2 episodes are recorded, and they're both available on the podcast network.
Right. And we were helping them come up with a name, and we were thinking of the first letter of each of their last names, because they have 2 different last names, which those initials are B and S. And then we thought calling it the BS Boys show for young men probably is not the best idea. So we just totally decided to help them come up with a little acronym for their first names. And so we're really excited, and the Kris and Kristine show is their sponsor because we're using all of our studio equipment.
We are?
We're using all of our studio equipment to support them.
Oh, right.
So if you catch their show, then you can catch our promo in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Because, when you sponsor something, you get to cross-promote.
That's right. Cross-promote is king, and that's how you grow up. You grow in your show and get promotions and get it, blow it up, make it big, get an audience.
Yeah. Absolutely. And so we had a lot of fun with that today, which leads us into our fun topics that we're going to be covering on the show today. So hang tight. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back, and we're going to be hitting into our hot topics.
Hey there, K2 crew. We love having you as our loyal listeners.
To keep up to date with what's happening behind the scenes, check us out on social media.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter.
And don't forget to follow our Facebook page.
Yeah, tag us in your favorite fun stories, and guess what? You might just end up on the show.
Ooh. And now it's time for Hot Topics.
All right. Let's do this, baby. What you got today?
Well, Kris, I don't know if you are aware, if I haven't reminded you 20 times today, but today is International Women's Day.
What? It is?
Yes, it is.
Well, if you are a woman out there listening, happy International Day to you, baby.
Did you just call our listeners baby? All right. That's not demeaning at all.
Okay. You're welcome. You're all welcome.
Well, today is International Women's Day, and how did we celebrate today, Kris?
Well, we celebrated International Women's Day by all going out to brunch, because women love brunch, and me being the gentleman that I am, and me supporting International Women's Day, for women to have the equal right to support us to have breakfast, I let Kristine pay for it.
He totally did. Actually, I took the bill and I was like, babe, I've got this. And he got a tear in his eye and he was like, I'm really touched by this right now. I mean, I help pay for things a lot, but it was just a really comical moment at that time. Yeah,
well, I was kind of like, I support women. If women want to help pay for breakfast, then I'm all for it. And my belly thanks you too.
Well, do you know the history behind International Women's Day, Kris?
I believe it has something to do with Mother's Day. Right?
No.
Oh.
That's not correct. Mother's Day isn't until May.
Why don't they make them the same
June.
day? It should be the same day. Well, I don't get it.
Well, not every woman is a mother.
Oh, that's right.
Now, Kris, when is International Men's Day?
Every day. every day when they go to work and then they come home.
Oh my gosh, you're too much. That's hilarious. But I was going to give you a little bit of history about International Women's Day if you're up for it. Are you up for it?
Yes. What you got?
All right. So get this one. In 20 different countries around the world, International Women's Day is actually an observed holiday.
What? Like a day off kind of holiday?
Yeah. Well, today, it was on a Sunday, so it doesn't make it super easy.
Yeah, I thought of something. Okay, if it's an international holiday, but it's on a Sunday, do you think the man picked Sunday? He said, let's make it Sunday for you ladies,
No.
So you don't get the day off. You're off anyway, so.
Well, that could be a conspiracy, but no, it's always March 8th.
Oh, wait, always?
Always March
Even
8th.
if it falls on a Monday or something?
Yeah, and it's International
Are you
Women's
sure?
Day. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, its origins are back in Russia. That's who first started the observance of International Women's Day. But what's funny is you really don't tend to see it on any calendars.
I'm looking at the calendar right now. I'm squinting at the calendar right here next to me, and I do see it. International Women's Day. And right below that, it says Daylight Savings Day, I think. Yeah. All
So
right.
on International Women's Day, let's honor all the women by making them lose an extra hour of sleep.
Right. Lose your extra hour of beauty sleep, ladies, because we're doing this for you guys.
Yeah, well, in those 20 countries that do observe International Women's Day, I'm going to read to you a little story, a news clipping, and it says, in many of these countries, tradition holds that men honor their mothers, wives, girlfriends, and colleagues with flowers and small presents. In other nations, the day is much like the holiday of Mother's Day, in which children give gifts to their mothers and grandmothers.
That sounds like Mother's Day.
It does sound like Mother's Day, but I'm looking around the house for my flowers and my gifts.
Well, hey, Kristine, when you came home after dropping Zeke off at the airport, did you happen to see any dishes in the sink?
They were your dishes. You dirtied them. That's not my job.
Hello, International Women's Day. I put them away for you.
Oh, well, thank you for doing what it takes to be an equal partner in this household, which is to clean up after yourself.
No, I helped out on International Women's Day. That's my part. Gosh.
That was your gift to me, is cleaning up after yourself.
Yes, I give you a break from the kitchen.
I can't even with you. That's horrible.
International Women's Day,
Oh my gosh.
Fight on. And hurrah, women. You know what? I should put on a Wonder Woman cape today in honor of International Women's Day.
You're such a brat. But you were very helpful around the house. Not that that's my responsibility. I will.
Well, I vacuum too. You're welcome to.
I know. I was just going to mention that, but I was going to say
And I had to figure out how to use that thing too, because most women know how to use those things, no problem. But I did not know. I was like, where's the on button on this thing? Kristine, help me out. How do you turn this thing on?
You're too much. Actually, you joke like that, but Kris, out of every man that I've ever met, you are one of the most equality-minded partners, the first to pick up the broom, the first to pick up the mop, the first to put on the apron.
Yeah. Hey, International Women's Day. Where's your apron at?
Hey. All right. All joking aside, we're going to dig into some of the interesting things that have happened this International Women's Day. And I was going to share with you, Kris, that so Time Magazine, you're familiar with that magazine, right?
Yeah, they're about clocks, right?
Haha, you're so funny. No, Time Magazine is not about clocks. It's about history.
I know. I never subscribed to Time Magazine. Time Magazine was the ones you found like in the library at school, and you would just like thumb through them when you're bored and you want to see like, different cultures stuff.
Well, yes.
Or is that National Geographic I'm thinking of?
Both. I mean, Time Magazine has a lot of like things about current events, like what's happening in that current year. And one of
they're like really political, right?
Yeah, they tend to like have a stance on something, but they're really famous for every year they have done their Time Magazine Man of the Year.
Oh yeah, I was on the cover one year. I remember that. That's right.
Yeah, what year was that? The year you were born.
Last year.
The year you were born because it changed the world.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, thank you so much. On International Women's Day, thank you for acknowledging me.
Well, Time Magazine, every year up until 1999, they had this once a year edition, and it would be the Time Magazine Man of the Year.
You know what's funny? The Man of the Year was always some crazy, weird person. I think it was Donald Trump one year, and I think it might have been Putin one year, and I think it was like... I think it might have been that knucklehead guy from North Korea that had that one...
Kim Jong-il?
No, the guy, maybe him, but I'm thinking more of the guy Gangnam Style, the dance.
Oh, yeah.
I think he might have been that time of the year 1 year too. So this time of the year, the man of the year, it doesn't hold a lot of weight. But go ahead, what you got?
Right, but in 1999, they did change it from being the man of the year to being the person of the year.
Oh, maybe that's what it is then. Okay.
So they started to incorporate women onto the cover. They just made it about a person. But this year...
Person of the year. I understand. If it's person of the year, I get it.
Right. But Time Magazine this year, in honor of International Women's Day, they decided, because they've had 72 years of it being Man of the Year or Person of the Year, to this year issue in International Women's Day for 2020, 100 different women on the cover of Time Magazine representing all of the years that they had a man on there.
How many years were those men on there?
So 72, but they came up with, it's 89 covers, but 100 women total.
Someone didn't do the math right, because 100 women covers don't equal 82 covers.
72.
70, even worse.
Right.
72 covers.
But what they're trying to say is they're trying to make reparations for the fact that they didn't give women their proper place in all of those years.
Like double. Why don't you make 152 or whatever it is?
Right. That's what I say.
If they want to double it up, they'll get.
Right.
So, do you have any examples of these 100? How many 100 women?
100 women. Yeah. So they went back, and every single year they selected one woman. There was nominations that were made across the globe to nominate these individuals. 600 different nominations came in. From them, they picked 100 women, and they commissioned artists, and it's been a 6-month-long project to custom design. It wasn't just photos of these individuals, because if we're talking like way back in we're talking 72 years ago, some of the women aren't even alive anymore.
Right.
And so they went back and they had artists create these really artistic renderings of these historical figures. And so one is Rosa Parks.
Of course.
Yeah. So Rosa Parks is one. Princess Diana.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she's still not Princess Diana, but the next one.
R.I.P. Princess Diana.
Right. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who is the Supreme Court Justice who's fought. She's one of my heroes of all time.
Oh, she's my hero too.
Yeah. RBG.
Represent. Represent. Oh, yeah. Don't tell me.
She is still alive, but
R.I.P. that person.
She's still alive.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Yeah. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is alive. She still sits on the Supreme Court.
Okay.
And she was represented for the year 1996, which was a landmark
she was
year.
already on it?
Yeah,
then she needs to get off that list, because they're saying a list of people who were never on it, right?
Right. She was never on the cover, but so what they did is they created a magazine cover for each of those years. So it's
they made a bunch of covers?
Yeah.
100 different covers?
89.
89 different covers?
Yep. So to represent each of the years. So there was Princess Diana's was the year prior to her dying.
Wait, I thought you said this year they're doing that.
Yeah, they did it all, but they created these historical magazine covers.
Oh, I'm so confused. But I thought you meant they made one magazine, they put everybody on one magazine
No,
cover.
they didn't put it all as 2020. They created it as if it had happened in those years. So you have a magazine cover from 1920, 1921, 1922, all the way up to the present.
But in those magazines, was it the old magazine or a new magazine? What's in the magazine?
It's just a cover.
But what's the cover for?
To try and make things right.
No, I don't understand. I understand what they're trying to do, but what is the magazine cover for? A new magazine or an old magazine? They're just republishing it.
They're just creating the cover as a piece of artwork. They're not printing it and circulating it around.
Okay, now you want a deeper dive, a deeper confusion. Not only am I confused about the 100 women trying to represent the 72 years or whatever it is of covers that they were not on, that they think they should have been on, but also too, it happened in history so long ago. It's we do things different now, and because we do things differently now, we need to do things as of right now. We need to take a change and change things today, and not try to go back in time and say, oh, we screwed up 100 years ago, let's try to go back and fix it. Oh, I know how we can fix it. Let's take those old magazines we made covers on, and let's just erase those and make them the way they should have been.
Yeah.
But that's too bad. It's too late. It's history. It's history.
I get that perspective, but I think that the spirit of it is in trying to acknowledge how women throughout history have been underrepresented, and they're trying to take a stance now. I hear what you're saying about this is the present and we need to focus on how we move forward. But I think there is some like, now that we know, can we still document the contributions as if these women were alive today, if they were contributing to society in the same way that they were today as they were back in the past, how would they be reflected?
Well, could they make like a montage about that? Like a big like collage picture of some sort, like a big like thing to kind of like celebrate
for
that?
like 2020 and be like all of the women that have led us to here? Is that what you're thinking?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think
yes,
would have been
hoorah,
really nice.
women. Hoorah, hoorah.
Yeah, that would have been really nice to see. But, you know, I would love to see all of these women gracing the covers of Time magazine, because I look to so many of them as models for what's helped
Why
me
didn't they
to
just
advance.
do that on this? Is what they should have done. They should have done one cover with a bunch of little micron little pictures across the cover of all the women.
But
What-
then why
that?
do women have to share one cover?
Because they screwed up for 100 years. That's why.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. But anyways, the whole point of bringing this up is that Time magazine was trying to do this great thing to give women credit. But I think that even in the spirit of it, it's still a little bit too little,
I think it's
too
shady.
late.
Yeah, it's a little too late, but it's shady. It's like, we screwed up. Here's what we're going to do. Pretend what we did before didn't count, and we're going to make it new today. Even though it's 100 years ago, and then double up on it. We're going to double down on all these women, even though it was only 72 years of screwing up with men being on there the whole time. And by the way, does a man not deserve to be on there too?
Well,
Equal rights.
hey. This is about International Women's Day.
Of course it is.
The one thing that did kind of strike me as I was reading up on it is that this whole initiative was led by women. And it made me wonder, like, yet again, where are the men as champions standing up and saying, you're right, we need to make this right moving forward? It's like women, female artists, which I totally am for female empowerment. But yet again, it's not helping men to help be responsible for changing the tide. If women are consistently underrepresented, then who's consistently overrepresented?
Well, hey.
Men.
No.
Men.
Well, that was for 72 years, and I guess they screwed that up or whatever. But the thing what they should have done, which they never would have done back then, you know, they never would have actually put a woman on the cover of any of those magazines back then. That was like a rule. I think back then, women were treated much, much differently than they are today.
Yeah, I almost forgot to tell you, Kris, before we close out this section, that I don't know if you know this, but this is a platform that I stand on. But I don't know if you know this, Kris, the Equal Rights Amendment still is not part of the Constitution, which gives women equal rights under the law. Did you know that?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So since 1923, the Equal Rights Amendment was introduced to Congress to be passed to give women equal rights under the law. So we have like the 19th Amendment, which gives us the right to vote. But then
Right.
this Equal Rights Amendment was introduced.
What's the difference?
Well, the Equal Rights Amendment to give women equal rights under the law, just like men get under the law.
Oh, so if a man can own a house, a woman can own a house.
Same thing,
or a
yeah,
car,
to
or a
entitle us
gun.
to the same level of rights in this country. It was introduced in 1923, and it takes...
Then what's the excuse, Time magazine? How
No.
long you been around for?
No, it's not passed. It has to have 38 states to be able to be ratified. And it was at
And-
38, and then 3 pulled back. So there's only 35 states.
What states are those?
I will get that for you in just a second. But only 35 states have approved it. And so there's 3 that didn't ratify it. And what that means is still legally, women do not
Today?
have, to this day, since 1923, 97 years ago, this Equal Rights Amendment was introduced to Congress. And to this day, 2020, we still do not have equal rights under the Constitution. And so when we talk about International Women's Day, I do get on my soapbox a little. And that Time magazine, like the covers, them doing that is symbolic, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that, and I don't really preach on politics, but still nobody talks about this, that still under the law, I as a woman do not have constitutional protections like you do as a man. Did you know that?
I had no idea. I thought women had all the rights, especially today's age. You know, that's crazy. I mean, I wonder what states those are.
Yeah, so there was a 7-year deadline that was put in place back in 1982. The deadline expired, and only 35 of the necessary 38 states, because it's constitutionally required to have a 3/4 vote, have ratified the amendment. And so there are several states, and those 5 states that are kind of in the balance that had taken back their ratifications were Idaho, Kentucky, Nebraska, Tennessee, and South Dakota. They voted to revoke the Equal Rights Amendment. And so what that means is we don't have a 3/4 vote in Congress. And I think that it's about time.
Well, babe, listen, when you become president, that'd be your first issue. By the way, everybody vote for Kristine. She's going to be president.
Thank you. But that's the thing is, if women still don't have equal rights under the Constitution, how is a woman ever going to make it to become president? It's really disheartening.
Well, it's going to be disheartening when those states you mentioned, they will never vote for that, I would think.
Yeah.
And I wonder, in that last election where Hillary Clinton was trying to run, I wonder if those states were with her or against her. I don't remember.
I don't even know, but all I say is International Women's Day, wear purple, equal pay, equal rights. It's purple.
I thought it was pink for women.
No, purple for power. Purple is a color of being regal and powerful.
Oh.
Pink is considered to be soft and feminine, and it's very stereotyped, but purple is regal, and it's like a very royal color. It's very respected, and it represents courage, and so we wear purple.
Hoorah, women, and happy Women's Day, all you women out there. Everybody who's a woman who's listening to my voice right now, I respect you, and happy Women's Day, and I give you equal power and in my world, I give you equal respect. You have equal rights. You have the right to buy me breakfast like Kristine did this morning. So you're welcome.
You're welcome.
And we will be right back after some fun stuff we have for you right now.
Hello, potential listeners. My name is The Vern, and I'm the host of the Cinema Recall podcast. On most shows, myself, along with some great guests, we will talk about a movie and then some of the most iconic moments that happened in said movie. On top of that, you'll get bonus shows where I will give you short reviews about new and classic movies, or I'll just rant and rave about something going on in the entertainment industry. So come check us out. We're available on Anchor, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, most other places. Don't forget to follow us on social media. On Twitter, we're at cinema_recall. And then on Facebook, Instagram, we are Cinema Recall Podcast. Don't forget to email us your ad spots to play on future episodes. That email is cinemarecall@gmail.com. Hope to see you around, and thank you very much for listening.
Well, Kris, in honor of International Women's Day, I want to thank you for giving me full creative control over tonight's episode.
You are so very welcome, and happy International Women's Day to you.
Thank you so much. And in honor of that, I have selected a very fun second hot topic for us. Are you
Oh, yeah. What you got, baby?
Are you ready?
I'm born ready, baby.
All right. So this has come out hot off the presses.
Hot, like it's just melting in your hand.
Yes,
hot, like
hot
sizzling.
off the presses. UFO sightings in North America have jumped to nearly 6,000 from 2019.
What?
Yes.
6,000 sightings?
6,000 sightings, and California, Florida, and Washington top the rankings for the most UFO sightings.
No way.
Yes.
Whoa, wow, that's crazy.
So apparently there's been a rise in the number of North Americans who are stating that they see something mysterious up in the skies.
Really? Now, let me ask you this. What states you say they were again?
It's California, Florida, and Washington.
I'm not sure about Washington. Now, is marijuana legal in Washington? I'm just hypothetically speaking. I'm not saying they're related, the incidents, but you never know.
You never know. And in 2018, the number of sightings total across the country was 3,395, and it jumped from that 3,300 or 3,400 to 6,000.
Well, marijuana is legal in a bunch of states now as of 2019 or 2020. And a few other states got on board. I don't know if Florida did or not.
Okay, but that's not like, you don't trip out. Not that I have experience, because I really don't. You don't trip out. That's not a psychedelic drug. But what I'm saying here is what the story goes on to say further, and I wanted to get you to kind of chime in on this, is that apparently over the 2019 year, 180 new satellites were launched into the sky.
Oh, really?
I'm wondering, Kris, what are your thoughts? Do you think it actually disrupted something up there to make more things?
Piss off the aliens? Like,
yes.
Like ET's all pissed off?
Yeah.
You put more junk in my sky.
Right? We're going to come and see you. Or, oh, now we know that there's other life there because, we go and we explore other planets to see if there's life there. Do you think that they come here to us? Do you think they're real?
If they come here, they're only going to go to California and then they go to Florida. And they're like, oh, we're out of here. And then they go to, was it Wisconsin? No, it was Washington.
Washington.
They went to Washington, and up in Washington, they grow a lot of marijuana up there.
Okay, stop talking about drugs.
So
Family-friendly podcast, Kris.
So so the aliens wind up there, and then they get all excited, right? I'm connecting the dots here. They go from California, and then they go to Florida, and then they go to back over to Washington, and then they get their little weedmobile, which is like
No, I have a completely different take on it.
Have you seen the movie Paul?
No.
I think it's called Paul, but the alien that smokes weed.
Okay, let's make this family friendly.
It's a funny movie.
Okay.
It's about a CGI alien done by the voice of Seth Rogen. He does the voice of he's Seth Rogen being Seth Rogen as an alien, if you can imagine, with his voice, his laugh and stuff he does, and it's like the whole thing. It's like this alien trying to get back to a spaceship, and
but he's under the influence of a substance.
But he's like this laid back stoner alien.
Okay. Enough about that. No, I really do think that there's something to this because it wasn't in 2019. Wasn't there some like storming Roswell kind of thing? I kept seeing something in the news about people saying, tell us what really happened in Roswell, New Mexico. And wasn't there like some big media thing about that in 2019?
Oh, you know what it was? It was they were going to storm the gates. It was like storm Roswell. All these like 20,000 or 2 million. I don't know what the number was. There's a bunch of people.
They wanted answers.
Right. They all signed a petition on Facebook saying they were going to storm the gates at the actual front gate of the Area 51. And what's funny thing is about the military, especially the U.S. military, they got a few guns. They got more than one. Oh, and the funny thing is the guy he said something like, they can't stop us all. Actually, they can.
They can.
Actually,
but isn't there something to that? Like, why were all the people wanting to storm Area 51?
It was a bandwagon fun. The funny
was
thing,
it? Or was it that people were seeing more in the skies, Kris? Dig deeper here. Think about this. Go below the surface.
Well, actually, what's funny, speaking of going below the surface, the guy that started this thing in his basement, he actually put up a little drunk post on Facebook. I kid you not, it's a true story. And he posted, hey, everybody, it'd be funny to go storm Area 51. And then we can and then eventually he got traction on Facebook.
Oh, no.
And more people started signing it, joining it, saying, yeah, I'll go. They made a big date, a big festival. And the funny thing was, the guy that started the whole Facebook post, do you think he showed up? No, he didn't show up.
So it's like Coachella of UFO sightings out in Area 51.
It did at the front area. You know what's funny though? At Area 51, have you seen the map of it? Because the guy at work used to go.
There's a map of Area 51.
Yeah, satellite stuff. But the guy I used to work with when he was a truck driver, he told me that he actually got deliveries to go to Area 51. So he actually been there.
Oh.
And it's like so far off the beaten path.
Really?
It's like hidden between these like mountain range, almost like in this valley. You can't see.
Then why is it even there?
It's so secret. It's so hidden in these valleys. So hard to get to that it's actually like a good spot for the government to do alien, operation games on them.
Right. Exactly. So that's why I think that maybe all of these people that were out at Area 51 may have actually seen something and they reported it, which is why the numbers went higher.
But you said the numbers were not in Area 51. They were over in California, Florida, and Washington.
Isn't Area 51 in California?
You know what's funny? Those places are by the coast. You named coast states.
Right. Isn't Area 51 in California?
No, it's not in California.
What? What are you telling me right now?
It's like Nevada, Utah area.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I totally thought it was like the desert.
That was like Hollywood?
No,
I thought it was
like that. What is it? Like Vandenberg Air Force Base.
You're right, babe. I'm sorry. It's actually, you see it from the Hollywood studio tour on Universal Studios.
All right.
They swing you right by it.
All right, Snarkastic.
Yeah, thank you.
No, it's not. Seriously, though. What state is it in?
I think it's
Is it in Texas?
I think it's Nevada. It's either Nevada or like
no,
Utah.
It's New Mexico. Roswell, New Mexico.
Bingo. We have a bingo.
There's a Freudian slip.
Yes, we have a winner here. Yes, it's either New Mexico. It's like it's either New Mexico or Arizona and the whole area up in that area, the nowhere area. It's where they used to not launch. Also, in the same area, they actually tested nuclear bombs.
Oh, it's all making sense now. But tell me honestly, Kris, nobody's really listening right now. Like, it's just between you and me.
It always is just between you
It's
and
just
me.
between you and me. Tell me the truth, Kris. What do you believe about UFOs?
Well,
this is like, we have to know this before we get married. Where do you stand on alien life forms?
Well, I would love to see one. I feel upset and jealous and mad that they've never shown up to me. And I get kind of upset that I've never seen one. And people videotape them, or even in the news, they'll say, oh, there was a weird light strange sighting in the sky. And I'm like, what was that? I don't see nothing in the sky. The only thing that came close to me, the only thing that came close to a UFO to me, but the news actually announced what it was.
Oh, that rocket.
I think I saw that. But
Okay.
What I was going to tell you was even better.
Sorry.
Was better than that was the year, it was the 4th of July.
Uh-huh.
And it was the year San Diego Bay does this big firework display where they have like these barges and these big fireworks go off in the water, like kind of like New York does.
Right.
And they screwed them up and they all went off at the same time. And it was this big glow for like 20 seconds in the sky. I saw it because I was driving on the coast. It was a big ball glow, roll for like 20 seconds. Like, what is that thing? That's like the craziest UFO I've ever seen. And then it went away. And because they launched all their, it simply got fired probably for that, I would hope.
Or at least that's what they said it was off the coast. Are you sure that's what it really was? Are you sure, Kris? Did you really see a UFO?
Maybe it was two UFOs that collided into each other because they were both drinking, or they both were smoking too much weed because they went to Florida and Washington.
No, we're not going to talk about that anymore. Come on now.
Well, I'm just saying that's what it could be. But I've never seen an actual UFO. I keep looking in the sky at work at night. I don't know if I told you this or not, Kristine, but when I'm at work,
see, he's a believer. Go ahead.
I'm at the station. It's dark and it's at nighttime. And I look up and I'm like, I see the stars and I say, that's not a star. That's just the light of the station's the overhang. But, but no, I look up and I'm like, gosh, why don't I ever see any UFOs? I see stars. That's it. And maybe some fog or some clouds.
That surprises me that you haven't seen anything weird in the skies, especially on the flight path that we're on and with all the military aircrafts. Like, I've seen some things that I thought for sure it was like a UFO or something, but it's just military operations and Osprey.
Yeah, I do see those fly by my work. They fly by, and those are so loud that supposedly from a UFO, when you see a UFO, it's supposed to be like this little lights, and it comes in, you don't hear nothing, and it disappears. One person had a theory. I heard about this many years ago. A theory was, it depends what your beliefs are, but they said they're angels.
UFOs are angels?
Yes.
But why would they have headlights? Angels don't have headlights.
Are you seeing these UFOs on the highway? You said headlights.
Like headlights and like lights underneath them. It's like,
those are airplanes, honey.
No,
they got the light. The red lights are blinking, and they kind of go.
It's like, I'm not saying that I've ever seen one. I've seen some weird things in the sky. Most of them are explainable, but like the glowy, hovery things, those wouldn't be angels.
Well, yes. Have you ever seen one? I don't know. I've never seen either, so I don't know. But point being is that I want to see a UFO.
Yeah, I do too. Do you believe in aliens, Kris? You watch all those movies. So like you watch like all those like science fiction, otherworld types of shows. Tell me the truth.
Well, the truth is that we really don't know. Nobody really knows. Although they do have some thoughts that maybe like, what if there's another Earth too? And there's another version of us, but they're like way so far away, and they're like, their technology, even if it's the same pace as our technology, there's no way we really can even know about each other.
And they would be like light years away, right?
Right, just to get there. Even if you're going like light speed, it'd take you like 100 years to get there. So nobody really even know.
Does space even go that far? Is it infinite? Like, is space infinitely deep?
I think it is. I think what happens if you throw a rock in space, it doesn't come back. It doesn't bounce back at the wall.
You're so funny. No, but I wonder these types of things. And, part of it is hard because you grow up in a Christian upbringing and you're taught not to like question science for so long. And so part of me, as I was going through school and people were talking about space and all of these planets and like light years and light speed, and made me wonder like how far space actually goes. Like, is there an end to it? And if so, what's on the other end of it? And then Is there a different dimension? I don't know. I'm just wondering,
What if
Kris.
space is like a big like treadmill, and like on the other side of it, we're just going in a circle. Like if you keep going that way, it just ends up back where you're at. What do you think about that, huh?
Well, the world is round, and that's kind of the way our world functions. There's like no beginning or end, right?
Don't you get me started on those stupid Earth flat people. What they call the flat earthers, the flat earthers. You know what? I watched that documentary on Netflix about there was a documentary about the flat earthers, and they went in deep about it. They got conventions with like 5,000 strong showing with these things. And by the way, I'm sorry if you are a flat earther. I'm sorry, but science and facts have proven you wrong. But don't you worry. You keep on. You keep on keeping on.
Yeah, you keep on keeping on, because I really never have seen the corner of the earth. I have flown.
Wait, are you a flat earther too?
No. I'm just saying, like, I believe it's round. I've flown all the way around the world.
Do you know what the flat earthers, how they say it's flat? Do you know,
how?
And this is their thing is. When you take a plate, the earth is a plate, right? A round plate. It's round. Okay. It's a round plate. And at the edge of the plate is the mountains of Antarctica. Around the edge of the plate is these mountains.
Okay.
Right? And in the center must be, I don't know what, but this in the sun is like somehow it like spins in a circle around the plate, just around the edge of the plate, spins around the edge of the plate like this. And in the center is where it must be where the North Pole is, I think, in the center, I think, because they're thinking. So the mountains, Antarctica is on the outside, and the center is the North Pole.
The center is the North Pole. That's weird.
Maybe that'd be the hottest point, you would think, if that was the case.
Right? Because it'd be like right on the equator, right?
And the thing that gets me
equator
is
or equator? How do you say it?
What happens when you go now? Some knucklehead flat earther wanted to try to climb the mountains of Antarctica and go through the other side of the plate and see what's on the other side and see if he fell off. I wonder if he fell off. I don't know.
Has he ever reported back, or is he like a converted?
Well, he's still in
round-earther?
his basement, I believe, and he's still packing. So, he's packing his hot pockets right now. Maybe his Twinkies and his Funyuns. I think he's packing. He's got to pack those up for his long trip. But there'd be conventions, and they are super deep in this stuff being a flat. But
that's so crazy. And do they find like scientists who believe exactly what they believe, like to reinforce their beliefs? I
think there are. I actually seen a map they drew about it. And the funny thing is that it's all they think that if you look across the horizon, everything's flat. If you get up on a mountain or a hill or a building and you look across, it's flat. But it looks flat. But they did a test in the documentary, which at the very end of the documentary did this test, and they thought it was so funny. They had this scientific test, these laser beam tests, lasers and high-powered scopes. If you set a marker every mile or 2 miles, the Earth starts to curve, right?
Right.
So they found this section where they can do that. And so they shoot a laser beam, right? If the Earth truly is flat, by the time the laser beam hits the second marker, it would be... if the Earth was flat, it would be the exact same point on the target.
Right.
In each spot. Right? So if the Earth is round, like it really is, when it got to the second marker, it would be above the next one. And then we can get to the other marker, it would be even higher than that.
Right.
And guess what?
What?
It was higher than the marker. and the flat earther guy was like, wait a second, something ain't right here. Well, something ain't right here because the Earth is flat. It's not flat, it's round. Sorry, my little tangent.
So, Kris, question for you.
Yeah?
Do you think that the flat earthers and the Area 51 stormers are like the same people?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
We're not judging. I'm just trying to understand your belief system.
If they're not the same people, they're definitely in the same social circles. I'm sure they follow the same people on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? So
I can't even with you, but that was my hot topic around UFOs. And just so you know, fun fact for you, Kris, there is a science into the study of UFOs. And so if you're ever wondering what you might want to do for your second career, you could always go into the study of ufology.
There's a study about it?
Ufology.
What college, what JC college study, where do you find this at?
Nope. I think that it's actually a study of extraterrestrial life. It's ufology. And maybe if you out there are a ufologist and that is your profession, then we would love to invite you to come and be a guest on our show.
Absolutely.
Because
pick your
we
brain.
want to learn from you. And that is not even a joke. That's 100%. We want to invite you. So to the K2 crew, to you, our listener out there, if you know a ufologist, hit us up, DM us, message us, because we are looking to interview a ufologist on a future edition of the show. I think this is one of those critical before marriage questions that we need to really resolve. Is there life?
There probably is, but what if the life you're thinking of out there, way far out there in the universe, is like a worm or something that like can't do anything,
It's still alive.
Right. It's still alive.
Everything matters. Every life matters.
That's right. What are you going to go fly out there and catch it for your pet, bring him back home, and then he invades your body and
Yes.
I've seen that movie too.
Yes. That's absolutely what is going to happen. I am going to go catch a space worm.
Then you'll have space worms when you get back here. You know what I'm saying? Too many trips to the bathroom. Is that what you call it? The space worms?
Oh my gosh, you're too much. Well, thank you everybody for joining us this week for our really fun variety show, the Kris and Kristine variety show this week, celebrating episode 28. We appreciate you coming and joining us every week. Thank you to our friends from across the pond who joined us. And once again, we're so excited that our show is now officially streaming on 6 continents. The only one that's not, surprisingly, is Antarctica.
Well, you know why? It's not because they all fell off the Antarctica's cliff. They fell off because the Antarctica's at the edge of the Earth, so they fell off. Flat Earthers. There you go. That's what happened to them. They all fell off the cliff.
Well, thanks so much, everybody, and we look forward to being back with you next week. Remember this week that life is too short to wake up in the morning with regret.
So love the people who treat you right, forget about the ones who don't, and believe that everything happens for a reason.
If you get a chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said that it would be easy.
They just promised it would be worth it. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kris.
And I'm Kristine, and until next week,
Keep moving forward.